What's up guys, this Warlock Warmind build paired with Sunshot is actually lethal as hell. You can pretty much clear the entire room filled with adds, have unlimited fusion grenades, unlimited empowering rifts, free health regen and more. So drop a rating and subscribe because this build is quite an explosive one. Stay tuned. Yeah. Now I never thought a build like this could be so good. I heard Warmind Cells were good, but I never thought pairing it with fusion grenades and Sunshot would actually make it in top tier. So as you can probably tell, this build is focused towards Warmind Cells, so we will be using Warmind mods, Sunshot and the Starfire protocol exotic for this one. Now before we start building, let's quickly review the build in action, showcasing how it works to maximum efficiency. So first run into a room where you'd start your fight, place down an empowering rift, granting increased weapon damage, throw 2 fusion grenades at adds which instantly gives you a new rift, get kills with Sunshot whilst in the rift to get your grenades back, with all those things giving you a chance to become charged with light and spawning Warmind Cells. When charged with light, killing adds with grenades will instantly regen your health, so making this rift pretty much a 2-for-1. Then shoot those Warmind Cells to clear pretty much the entire room. It's not even funny how much range it has. But if that's not good enough, your Sunshot is just going to be smashing these adds with so much explosive damage, and overall this build is just insane. So let's start making it. Now as usual, we will be starting with our loadout, so just throw in that Sunshot already. This will give explosive rounds that highlights targets when shot with, and even better, when killed they explode in solar energy, which is good because this is what will generate our Warmind Cells. And you can get this weapon from Xur on the weekends if he has it on sale, or as a random exotic world drop. But moving into our subclass, we are a bottom tree Dawnblade, Attunement of Flame, with Igniting Touch where enemies burn and explode from our melee, which will also generate Warmind Cells. Then we have Phoenix Dive as our next major perk, where we can quickly descend in midair to restore our health. Definitely good if you get low, as we'll be in an empowering rift a lot, and of course Everlasting Fire to extend Daybreak's duration, but choose the fusion grenade and empowering rift as we'll also be using them to make Warmind Cells. Now moving into our helmet armor, we have Global Reach, where Warmind Cells you create affect and damage targets at a greater distance, and this is what makes the build so much better, as it really makes our range quite far. But then for the gauntlets, I went with Wrath of Rasputin to create Warmind Cells with solar splash damage, that being things like Sunshot, fusion grenades and all that good stuff. And this will only cost 1 energy, giving you that flexibility with both the helmet and gauntlets to slot things like champion mods if you need to. And remember, currently we have unstoppable hand cannons and anti-barrier sniper rifles, so perhaps that's a good combo to use here. But for our chest, we are using the exotic Starfire protocol, which you can also get from Xur on the weekends if he has it on sale, or the random exotic world drop. But this comes with its fusion harness perk, where fusion grenades have an additional charge and recharge from empowered weapon damage. And fusion grenade kills will grant rift energy. Definitely a really good exotic and really underrated in my opinion. But the mod we are using is the Charge Harvester to have a chance to become charged with light from any kill or assist, which will happen more than you think because of all the explosive solar chain and splash damage that's going on. I'd actually be surprised if you don't become charged with light within your first few kills. But for the legs, we are using Rage of the Warmind, and this is quite an expensive one at 5 energy, and you can change these up to put them in the armor slots that you don't use much, which is why I chose the leg armor for this one. But this will add additional solar damage to the explosions of Warmind Cells you destroy, and this is no joke. You have probably seen already how much damage this thing does even at a distance. But finally in the class, our Charge of Light mod is Heal Thyself to gain health when we get grenade kills, and remember we'll have infinite grenades and we'll be killing enemies quickly, so it shouldn't be an issue, and this is good for us as we're sitting in one spot with an empowering rift. If you wanted, you could change a few mods and use Elemental Ordnance and Elemental Charge, but I wouldn't recommend it as you'll lose a few of those good Warmind mods. And our build here is focused on Warmind Cells and solar explosive damage with Sunshot and Fusion Grenades. But finally we have Focus and Lens, so our grenades will do even more damage if they are affected by stasis. Only use this if you're playing in a team with someone using stasis, otherwise use anything else of your preference. For your stats, go with max recovery and resilience if you can. You don't need any mobility or discipline as we're chaining those 2 abilities with each other to get them back. So overall I really like this build, and I'd rate this one about a 9 out of 10 for how effective it is against ad clearing. The advantage is that you have that fast ad clearing, but you also have to take in mind the disadvantage mostly being that you'll be in an empowering rift ideally, so you'll have to be careful not to get shot too much and die. That's why we have our Healing Charge with Light mod and our subclass perk, but it's not always going to do the perfect job. Also, if you wanted, you could use a Healing Rift, although it won't be as effective and you won't get your grenades back as your kills won't be empowered kills, but have a play around with it and see what you think. This build works well in all types of activities, but I'd recommend mid-tier difficulty activities like Legend of Master Nightfalls, Lost Sectors, and Dungeons and all that sort of stuff. Probably not a Grandmaster Nightfall, as there's always better builds for those. So that is all for this new Warmind build for the Warlock in Destiny 2 Season 13. I also cover a lot of other builds, so if you want to see those, you can check out the playlist linked in the description and comments. But if you liked or disliked this one, then do drop a rating, comment, sub, and share. Also leave your ideas down below, I'd love to hear your favourite builds. But for now, give this one a try, and I'll see you all in the next one.